Hello students. Yes, today we are going to start with the new lesson. The lesson name is Changes Around Us. What are the changes that we can see around us? This is the new lesson we are going to start. Before going to start with the lesson, now we are going to think that we have some magical powers. Okay, consider that we have some magical powers with us. Then what we are going to do? We have so many ideas, right? We have so many ideas that if we get the magical power, we are going to change that one. We are going to change this one. If we think in your level means, if you think that in your level, what you are going to do? Wow, we want to, you tell that magical power that we want some ice creams. Okay, we want some chocolate. Turn this chalk disc or chalk piece to the chocolate. Turn that all the books to the cakes. Like that, you are going to ask the wishes. Right? Is it right or wrong? If you have some magical powers, definitely you will do like that. You are going to change all your books to chocolates. You are going to change your pen, pencil, all the stationery items to the very, very delicious foods. Right? These are the things you want to be changed in yourself. That means you want to going to change around you. If you get the magical power. Right? Yes. Then some of the changes will happen around us naturally, right? Some of the changes that happen around us in naturally. Can you tell some of the natural changes? Can you tell some of the natural changes that takes place around us? Yes, the first is the climatal conditions. If you see the climatal condition, for several months it is summer, after summer, rainy season, after that winter, spring, again summer. Like this, the seasons are goes on changing. Right? The best example that we can give for change in the nature. Other than that, can you give some other examples? Natural changes. If you see the small kid, okay, if you see the small kid, consider that the age of the kid is 1 year. After so many years, what happened? He come to the youngster stage, after that elder, then the adult, then the old person. Like this, the changes of the small kid change from the kid to the old person. This is also the changes. The changes that takes place in the growth of that kid. Okay, another example. Can you give another example? The growing of plants, right? If you are going first, when the growing of the plant takes place, we are going to put some of the seeds in the soil, right? We are going to put some of the seeds in the soil to grow the plant. What happens then? The seeds going to grow as a big tree. Up to that, several process is going to change, right? That is also an example for the changes. Then, by seeing this so many examples, what you can give the definition for the changes? What is the definition of the changes? What is the definition you can give for the changes? What is the definition you can give? The evolution of the substances. Okay, from the one stage to the certain stage. The evolution of the substances from the one stage to the other stage with change in their different characteristics, physical or chemically if there it is changed, that all the things we can give the definition for the changes. That is the evolution of the some of the organisms that is goes on changing for the particular, the change of the seasoning. This all the things we can give to make as a definition for the changes. Okay, after seeing the changes, now in our mind it will come one thing, is the changes are reversible or the changes are irreversible? Before going to get the answer for this one, first you want to know that what is reversible and what is irreversible. Okay, first before going to know the subject, is that all the changes are the reversible or irreversible. Before that we want to know that what is this reversible, what is that irreversible. First we want to know that concept. What is this reversible? What is that irreversible? Reversible. Reversible means once the substance is changed, we can get that substance again. Example, if I tell like this, you will not understood, I know. Take an example of the ice. Okay, take an example for the ice. Okay, you are taking the example of the ice in the one hand, you leave for some time. What happens? The substance become liquid. Right, the solid ice become liquid. After that, if you are going to heat this liquid, what happens? The liquid changes to the vapor phase. Here the changes takes place. The changes of the matter from the solid to the liquid, liquid to the gas takes place. What you are going to change here? Here the changing from the solid state to the liquid state to the gaseous state takes place. After that, okay, it enters now the gaseous state, the third state. After that, you are going to cool that one. What are the gaseous vapors you will get of the water, that you are going to cool it. After cooling, what happens? Again, the gaseous state substance is converted into the liquid state. From the third part, again it will come for the second part. Again, if you are going to convert this liquid to the solid state, again you are going to cool it. Again, if you are going to cool this liquid state, again it converted into the solid. Solid to liquid, liquid to gas. When you are going to heat this one, first it comes from solid to liquid, liquid to gas. Again, if you are going to cool it, again gas from liquid, liquid to gas. See, I didn't change the position of my left hand. Why means here the solid will come at the last again. Therefore, if the process is take place or if the changes is take place from the one state of matter to the another state also, again it will come to the original state. This type of the reactions we call it as an reversible reactions. Understood the example? When the changes also take place, hence once again it attains its original state. If some of the changes also take place, it attains its original state once again. Then this type of the reactions we call it as an reversible reaction. Understood reversible reaction? What is reversible reaction? A reaction in which the original state attains it again after the changes are take place. That we call it as an reversible state. Okay, understood now what is reversible state? After knowing the reversible state, now we are going to discuss about the irreversible. What is the meaning of the irreversible? First I will explain the example, then I will tell what is irreversible. For explaining the irreversible state or irreversible reaction, I am going to take an example of the milk. Everyone know about the milk, right? It is very rich in protein. I am taking the example of the milk. What you are going to do for this milk means just add 2 to 3 drops of the lemon to the milk. What I am telling that for that milk you want to add 2 to 3 drops of lemon. When you are going to add 2 to 3 drops of lemon to the milk, what happens? The curdy like substance is formed, right? That substance we call it as an paneer, right? Okay, after the adding the lemon to the milk, it converts to paneer. Okay, again after some time, If you are going to convert that paneer to the milk again, no, right? We can't convert again that paneer to the milk. We can convert the milk to the paneer, but we can't convert again paneer to the milk. Therefore, this type of the reactions we call it as an irreversible reaction. Understood the example? What is irreversible reaction? When once the original state of the substance is goes on, or when the original substance state is changed, again that same state you will not get it. Once the original state of the substance is goes on changing, again the same state will not come. This type of the reactions we call it as an irreversible reaction. This type of the reactions we call it as an irreversible reaction. Now you have the clear idea about the reversible reactions and irreversible reactions. Understood? Okay. Now we are going to see some of the activity that prescribed in your textbook to tell that is that every changes is always be reversible. Now we are going to discuss about some of the activities that present in your textbook. Okay, now we are going to see some of the activities that present in your textbook to help that to know is that all changes are reversible. Okay, shall we start discussing with the activity? Okay, now we are going to start discussing with the activity that present in your textbook. The first activity that given in your textbook is you want to take one balloon. What you are going to do? You are going to take one balloon. For that balloon, now we are going to blow some of the air. What happens? The mass of the balloon is increased. When we are going to blow the air to the balloon, what happens? The shape of the balloon gets changed. That means the shape is increased. Okay. After the shape gets increased, now again you leave the what the air you filled in the balloon. Now you are going to leave that air. After that what happen? Again if you are going to leave the air, what happen? After leaving the air in the balloon, again it come to its original state. That means the shape get decreased. Right? Again the shape of the balloon get decreased. Again it come to the original state. How it is? Firstly how it is? It come to its original state. Therefore, this change we can't tell as an irreversible change. Therefore, this type of the change we call it as a reversible change. Therefore, this type of the change. Now what the activity I said? This activity can be reversed. After the blowing of the air to the balloon, if you remove the air from the balloon, again it reaches its original state. That means you get the same shape of the balloon. Okay, the same activity. Okay, again you are going to take the balloon. You are going to blow the air to the balloon. After that, now here don't leave the air. You just pinch it. Okay, if you just pinch that balloon from the pencil or from your hand, you are going to pinch it. What happens? The burst takes place, right? It gets bursted. When you are going to hit that balloon by the pencil, what happens? It gets bursted. After bursting, did you think that you get the same shape of the balloon? Did you think that you will get the same shape of the balloon? No, right? You will not get the same shape of the balloon. This activity, what the second activity, I said that this is an example for the irreversible process. First what the activity I said? That is an example for the reversal. The first activity what I said is an example for the reversal process. There you get the same shape of the balloon. After leaving the air. After leaving the air, you get the same shape of the balloon. But in the second activity, after leaving the, that means when you are going to pin or you are going to hit that balloon by the pencil, the balloon gets bursted. You will not get the same shape of the balloon. Therefore, the first activity is reversible change and the second activity is the irreversible change. This is the first thing for the explanation for the reversed and for the irreversible. After discussing with this one for the reversed and the irreversible, the next another one example we are going to take, just what the example we will take, we will take the example of the paper. Okay, now you think that you are going to take the A4 sheet paper. What you are going to do? You are going to take the A4 sheet paper. For that A4 sheet paper, now you are very talented, right? You are very talented kids. You are very good kids. You are going to make that paper into the aeroplane. You know that, right? How you are going to do the aeroplane? Okay. Now you are going to do the aeroplane by using that paper. After making the aeroplane, we will play in that one. After playing, again we are going to remove the how we are going to construct that aeroplane. We are going to remove all the things, and again we will get the A4 sheet again, right? What are the things we do? We are going to take the A4 sheet and we are going to make the aeroplane. After some time, again we are going to remove all the things that to get again the A4 sheet. Then what happens? Nothing is changed. First also we have A4 sheet. After making the aeroplane also we have the A4 sheet. Therefore, this is the example for the reversed. It can be reversed. This is the another activity to explain that it is irreversible. The binding. Okay, the binding of the sheets to make the aeroplane. Again, if you are going to remove that binding, you will get the same A4 sheet. Okay, now take the same activity. Take down the same activity. You are going to make the aeroplane. Now you are going to cut that shape of the aeroplane. After making the aeroplane, you want to remove all the extra paper what that present, and you will get only the aeroplane. Okay. If you are going to remove the binds also, did you get the same A4 sheet? No. After cutting of the paper, again you will not get the same A4 sheet. After cutting of the paper, you will not get the same A4 sheet. Therefore, this is an example for the irreversible process. Only the making of the aeroplane is an example for the reversible process. But after making the aeroplane, if you are going to cut the A4 sheet to get the shape of the aeroplane, that is not the example for the reversal. That is the example for the irreversible. Okay, that is the example for the irreversible. Now another one activity. Okay, that another one activity that present in your textbook. Now we are going to see. The another one activity that we are going to see is making of dough. Okay, consider that you are going to make the maida dough or wheat dough. Okay. After making the dough, you are going to take some of the amount of the dough and you are going to make the roti. Okay, just only the making the roti, not you are going to heat that one. Okay, just you are going to make the roti. Okay, after making the roti, you will get the circle shape, right? After getting the circle shape, if you don't need that, you didn't get that in the circle shape properly, again you are going to combine that dough to make the first as it is the dough is there. As it is the dough is there, exactly you can make like that, right? Yes, therefore the preparation of the roti from the dough is an example for the reversed process. After making the roti, again you are going to put that into the flame. You are going to burn that one. Again you get the roti, right? That roti is an example for the reversible process? No. When it gets burned in the flame, it changes its state. Therefore, you can't give that as an example for the reversible process. Therefore, it is an example for the irreversible process. Understood the three activity? What are the three activity we taken to explain the can all the changes always be reversible? What are the three activity we taken? The first one is by the use of the balloon. Second one with the use of the paper, and the third one with the use of the dough. These are the three activity which are going to use to explain the changes always be reversible. In the textbook, they given some of the examples that you want to write it. Okay, they given the some of the examples. You want to write it in the form of yes or no. Okay, okay. The first example they given the changes is raw egg to the boiled egg. raw egg to the boiled egg. Is the reversed or irreversible? It is the reversed or irreversible? It is the irreversible, right? When you are going to boil the egg, it again not converted into the raw egg. Second one, batter to idli, irreversible. Wet cloth to the dry cloth. It may again, if you are going to put the water to it may can wet. Okay, reversal. Woolen yarn to the knitted sweater. You want to tell? Woolen yarn to the knitted sweater. Is it reversed or not? Next one, grind to its flour. Next, cold milk to the hot milk. Next, straight string to be a coiled string. Next, bud to flower. Next, milk to paneer. Next, cow dung to biogas. Next, stretched rubber band to its normal size. Next, ice cream to molten ice cream. One more time I will read it. You want to tell the answers properly. Raw egg to boiled egg. Second one, batter to idli. Third one, wet cloth to dry cloth. Fourth one, woolen yarn to knitted sweater. Fifth one, grain to its flour. Sixth one, cold milk to hot milk. Seventh one, straight string to be coiled string. Next one, butter to flour. Next one, milk to paneer. Next, cow dung to biogas. Next, stretched rubber band to its normal size. Last one, ice cream to molten ice cream. Okay. After discussing with the sum of the changes, now we are going to discuss about the next thing. What we are going to discuss about the next thing? The next we are going to discuss about, could there be a other way to bring a change? Is there some other different methods are there to bring a change in the substances? Yes, there are so many methods are there to bring the substances to change. Now we will see one by one. Okay, now we are going to see the one by one activity. First activity we are going to see about for the expansion. Okay, now the first activity depend upon the expansion. What this activity tells? What is this activity? Okay, if you see the sum of the metals. Okay, if you are going to see the sum of the metals, consider the example, take the example that agricultural tools. Okay, if you see the agricultural tools, the iron metal is present in the wood, right? If you take that iron metal is present in the wood. How we are going to put that wood inside the metal? The metal is very hard, right? The iron metal is very hard. How we are going to put that metal in the wood? You are going to hit that metal? No. You know that the metals are the very hardest substance. Then what you are going to do? You are going to heat that metal. What you are going to do? You are going to heat that metal. What happens when you are going to heat that metal? When you are going to heat that metal, the expansion of the metal takes place. What it going to do? The expansion of the metals takes place. After the expansion of the metal becomes smooth. Okay, after the expansion you will get the space also, and also the metal also get be smoothened. Then we can easily put the wooden piece into that metal. This is the best example where the changes takes place by the expansion. What is expansion? The process in which the metal gets smoothened or the metal gets expanded by heating. What is expansion? The process of heating the metal, to expand itself, to become smoothened, to become the smoothened, that we call it as an expansion. Understood the process of expansion? How we are going to do the expansion? For the expansion, we are going to heat the metal. Understood the expansion? Okay. After understood the expansion, next we are going to discuss about the melting. This is also the one of the process. Okay, this is also the one of the process that involved in the chemical change. What is this melting? What are the example we can give for the melting? Okay, in your textbook, they taken the example of the wax. You know, right? Wax. The candles are made by the wax. What this they going to do? Okay, take some of the waxes. After that, you are going to heat it. Heat the wax. What happens? The solid wax is converted into the liquid. Right? Melting takes place. The solid is converted into the liquid. The melting of the solid to the liquid takes place. This is also the one of the process that involved in the changes. What is that process? Melting. For the melting, you can give another one example, that is conversion from the solid ice to the liquid water. The another one example we can also give for the conversion of the solid to the vapor. That is from the conversion of the ice to the liquid. This is also the one of the example. What are the two example I given for the melting? I given the two example for the melting is one is the conversion of the wax to the liquid wax. Conversion of wax to the liquid wax. And the second one I given the example of the melting of ice to the water. These are the two examples we can give for the melting. And for the expansion, I give the example of the heating of metals. After that, the next one is the evaporation. Next, we are going to discuss about the evaporation. What is this evaporation? What are the example we can give for the evaporation? First of all, if you see what is the definition of the evaporation is the process of conversion of the liquid state into its gaseous state or into its vapor state is known as evaporation. What is evaporation? What is evaporation means? The process of conversion of the liquid state into the vapor state. The process of conversion of the liquid state into the vapor state, we call it as an evaporation. Give an example, the boiling of water. The boiling of water is a best example for the conversion of the liquid state to the vapor state. This is the best example. We discussed three: melting, expansion, evaporation, and the next one is the contraction. What is this contraction? Can you give an example for the contraction? We can take the example what we taken in the melting. If you see the wax, when you are going to heat the wax is converted into the liquid. Leave for some time. Okay, don't do anything. Leave for some time. Again, that liquid wax again converted into the solid wax. How it going to do? It's going to convert with the help of the contraction. Therefore, what is contraction? The conversion of the liquid substances into again the solid substances. Then we call it that as an contraction. Example, the liquid wax to the wax and the liquid to the ice. These two are the example we can give for the contraction. Okay, these are the things, these are the changes we can see in the changes. These are the some of the process that we can see in the changes. Which are the process we can see in the changes? The first one is contraction. After contraction, we discussed about the evaporation. After evaporation, expansion. And the final one is melting. Understood all the concept what we discussed? What are the things we discussed? We discussed first with the definition of the changes. After seeing the definition of the changes, we discussed is that all the changes are reversible or irreversible. After discussing with the sum of the activity, we think that some of the changes are reversible changes and some of the changes are irreversible changes. Right? After discussing with the sum of the activity, we can conclude that some of the changes are the reversible changes and some of the changes are the irreversible changes. After discussing some of the activity, we discussed some of the changes. Okay, we discussed the sum of the tabular column for the example for the sum of the changes. After that, we discussed that could that all the changes take place in the one changed process? No. Other to explain that one, we discussed the so many process in the changes. That is, one is the melting, expansion, evaporation, contraction. These all are the process we are going to discuss to know the changes, how the changes are takes place. This regarding with all this chapter, we are going to discuss the information. These are the information we are going to discuss in this lesson. I think that you understood the concept properly. Okay, then in the next class we are going to discuss with the new lesson with more of information. Up to that, bye everyone. Have a nice day.